Hello, and welcome back to Obscura Undead Album Reviews. I am Mouse.
I'm Azzy. Hey, guys.
Hey, and this week we're going to be reviewing the new release by 1919 called Citizens of Nowhere, released on June 25th.
You can tell we're still getting used to the format of 3 reviews a week because Mouse just said this week we're reviewing instead of today.
So,
What?
we've been saying this week for like 3 years.
I know. So,
right.
Yes, this is 1919. This is their latest album in a long fucking career. This band is, in my opinion, iconic of that punk, post-punk vibe. In 2019, they put out their album Future Side, which I absolutely adored. It has one of my favorite tracks by them, Anxiety, on it. And the whole album is a ride. So I was expecting something a bit more punk. Yes, punk on this one. But Citizens of Nowhere, while it does not lose any of the political edge, social criticism, weird references and wit, and just kind of, the general I hate the zeitgeist, like things could be better kind of vibe that Future Side did, still has that. The sound has gone in a very different direction. Well, maybe not very different, but it's very different for me. It kind of hits this softer, more radio-friendly kind of, I want to say almost pop-punk vibe on some tracks. I mean, there's still tracks that have that harder punk vibe, but it's definitely more alternative than I expected it would be.
I definitely had alternative as one of my descriptors. There are times where it sounds like 90s alternative, like Blur or Oasis, and there are other times where it sounds like 2000s British indie. Like
it sounds like a Deftones song to me.
Like what?
Like a Deftones song, or maybe like Coldplay.
Yes, Coldplay I can hear. Deftones, no. Deftones is dirtier. This was very clean, polished, indie alternative. I definitely heard a lot of Interpol influence there. I'm not saying that they're influenced by Interpol. They're all like almost that British Manchester kind of. That whole era has a certain style to it, a certain sound to it.
Yeah.
That's mostly the ride that I get on this album.
Mm-hmm. And I do agree with that for about maybe half to 2/3 of it. But they do still have that big 1919 sound. I mean, it's still a 4-piece band. It's Mick Reed on drums, Rio Goldhammer on vocals, Sam Evans on guitar, and Simon Ding Archer on bass. And they all are definitely masters, like, at their instruments. There's so much space and just dynamism within these tracks. Like on track 2, TV Love, which has these raw vocals and chugging guitar, but during the chorus, the guitar just kind of strums out a little bit. And the vocals go from like tight yelling to more of this like grungy, not grungy music-wise, but like gritty drone kind of style. There's a lot of play.
Okay, I can kind of see a Deftones relationship there. just a little bit.
Okay.
There was a track that I absolutely loved that was Feels Like Forever. That was right after TV Love, and
That's
one
their big radio ballad.
Is it? Oh, and I didn't know what was a single or anything. I just listening through the album. It's got this very indie style, and it has at the end like a spot on like Joy Division, New Order bass line.
Yes,
unmistakable.
I feel like throughout this album you hear elements from Joy Division. There was a part where I could have sworn to fuck I heard the Stooges, and they reference an Iggy in the lyrics, who I swear to fuck must be Iggy Pop, because the song just reminds me of the Stooges. And let me talk about that for a second. That's actually track 7, Jackie, which very specifically it kind of reminds me of 2010s post-punk, but if it was done through the lens of like Iggy and the Stooges, because the way that Rio's vocals hit just remind me very much of the way that Iggy sings, which is super fucking distinctive. But this track also had a really cool guitar, a lot of cool vocal variety, which I love about 1919. And some odd electronic elements, actually.
Did you happen to pull a lyric from that song?
I did not. Actually, pulling a lyric from this album was difficult because I really liked a lot of them. But what is it? What was the lyric like? As Iggy says, it's so blasé or something like that.
Yeah, you're so blasé, you can't concentrate. You're in a state, stuck in a rut, and there's no way out of it.
Yeah.
You're bored like Iggy said. Oh, that's so adorable.
Oh, I'm going to talk about Singing to the Universe then.
Yes.
This
Good.
is their single track. This is the one where I heard it and I was just like, oh God, what is this album going to be? And then they're just like, we're doing something a little different. I was like, oh God, what does that mean? Because this track it's a great track. It has a very, to use radio friendly again, it has a very radio friendly, fucking catchy as hell hook, like choral hook that kind of reminds me of Then Comes Silence, just in the way that it's delivered. But the song has really grown on me with this sort of new exploration.
I like that whenever we listen to something that's like slightly post-punk, we always kind of compare it to Then Comes Silence. I wonder if they realize that they're like a standard of comparison.
They kind of do their own thing, and honestly, I love Then Comes Silence. I mean, I love pretty much anything Ugo's in, so oops.
I did also notice that it said the album is dedicated to fallen members of the 1919 family, and
I don't know if that's band members or family. I didn't look it up because it made me sad.
Yeah, it made me sad too, but did want to point out that this is a dedication, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my favorite lyrics from the album actually come off of Only the Good, which isn't a track that we talked about, but the lyrics that I really liked are, but the past is dead and gone, the present too, before too long, so keep your heart and head in place, and don't be everything you hate today.
Oh, that's strong.
Yeah.
That could be the affirmation at the end.
I know. I actually thought that. I was just like, oh no, am I going to steal Mouse's affirmation?
Nah, it's much better. Okay, so just one last thing to leave you with. My affirmation. Don't fear criticism. It is there to guide you on ways to improve. Stay strong and use it to grow. That's all.
I like it. Okay. Bye, everyone. We'll see you Friday.
Bye.
This ignorance of conscience.